Today, we're talking about something that most of us see as pocket change, the penny. From its creation in 1793 to its role in today's economy, the penny has undergone some major changes. And believe it or not, there are some rare pennies that are worth way more than just 1 cent. So, if you thought pennies were worthless, think again. Stick around as we dive into the history, evolution, and surprising worth of the 1 cent. Our story begins over 200 years ago, in 1792, when the U.S. Mint was established, and the country needed a way to standardize currency. Following the American Revolution, the U.S. was in desperate need of a reliable currency system that would represent the country's unity and help drive its economy forward. That's when the Coinage Act of 1792 was passed, creating the U.S. Mint and the first official U.S. coins. The penny was introduced in 1793, and it was a far cry from the small coin we know today. The first design, known as the chain cent, was a large coin made of pure copper, featuring a chain with 15 links symbolizing the 13 original colonies plus Vermont and Kentucky, which were newer states at the time. The chain cent, though symbolic, didn't stick around for long. It was replaced in 1794 by a new design, the wreath cent. This penny was smaller, more practical, and much easier to handle, marking the first major shift in penny design. From that moment, the penny's design would undergo many changes, each reflecting the country's growth and identity. And over time, the penny became much more than just a coin. It became a symbol of American culture. By the mid-1800s, the U.S. Mint was experimenting with new designs to keep up with the changing times. In 1856, the penny was redesigned as the Flying Eagle cent, which was significantly smaller than the previous versions and featured a majestic eagle in flight, symbolizing the country's expansion and strength. In 1859, the Flying Eagle cent was replaced by the Indian head cent. This design featured Lady Liberty wearing a Native American headdress, and it became an iconic symbol of the nation. The Indian head cent remained in circulation for over 50 years and is still fondly remembered by collectors today. In 1909, the U.S. Mint made history by introducing a penny with the image of a U.S. president for the first time ever. To celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, the Lincoln cent was born. Featuring a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse side, the Lincoln cent was an immediate hit. Perhaps one of the most notable features of the Lincoln cent was its reverse design, which initially featured 2 ears of wheat, making it one of the most beloved designs in American coinage history, the wheat penny. This was the standard design for the penny until 1959. By 1959, the design of the penny was updated to feature the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a tribute to President Lincoln's legacy. The Lincoln Memorial penny became the symbol most of us are familiar with today. Fast forward to 2010, and the penny underwent its most recent redesign, which is still in circulation today. This new reverse design, known as the shield cent, features a shield with the words E pluribus unum, which means out of many, one, and symbolizes the strength of the nation. While the design has changed, one thing remains constant: the penny's face value. But here's the kicker. Did you know that it actually costs more to make a penny than it's worth? In 2023, it costs the U.S. Mint approximately 2.1 cents to produce a single penny. That's right, the cost to produce a penny is greater than the value of the coin itself. This is one of the main reasons why there's been so much debate over whether the penny should be discontinued. Despite the cost, pennies remain a key part of American currency. They're used in cash transactions to make exact change, and while digital payments are on the rise, the penny continues to have a place in everyday transactions. Even though the penny is worth just 1 cent, it still plays an important role in the U.S. economy. The U.S. Mint produces billions of pennies every year, and as of 2023, there are over 150 billion pennies in circulation. But despite the fact that the penny circulates in large quantities, it's often considered more of a nuisance than a valuable asset. But there's more to the penny than meets the eye. Because, believe it or not, some pennies are worth far more than their face value. Let's take a look at some of the rarest and most valuable pennies ever minted. These pennies aren't just worth 1 cent. They can be worth thousands, even millions of dollars. One of the most famous rare pennies is the 1943 copper penny. During World War II, the U.S. Mint switched to making pennies from steel to save copper for wartime efforts. However, a few copper pennies were accidentally minted that year. These 1943 copper pennies are extremely rare and have sold for as much as $1.7 million at auction. Then, there's the 1909 SVDB penny, which features the initials of its designer, Victor David Brenner, on the reverse side. Only a small number of these were minted, making them highly collectible. In excellent condition, this penny can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. And don't forget about the 1955 double-die penny, which is known for its minting error where the date and lettering appear doubled. It's one of the most famous errors in U.S. coinage history, and it's worth tens of thousands of dollars depending on its condition. These are just a few examples of rare pennies that are worth far more than their face value. So, next time you come across a penny, take a closer look. It might just be worth more than you think. As the world shifts toward a more cashless society and the cost of producing pennies continues to rise, many are questioning whether the U.S. should discontinue the penny altogether. Other countries, like Canada, the UK, and Australia, have already phased out their smallest denominations. Should the U.S. follow suit? While the penny might be on the chopping block, there's still a lot of love for this little coin. Whether it's for its historical significance, its role in making exact change, or the potential to find a rare treasure, the penny continues to spark conversation. For now, the 1 cent coin remains a part of our financial landscape, and who knows? Maybe in the future, it'll be remembered not just as pocket change, but as a symbol of the past and a reminder of how far the nation has come.